Shooters Connection offers products for competition shooters by competition shooters. With over 80 years of combined competition shooting experience, Shooters Connection is staffed by master and grandmaster shooters who live the shooting sports every day. We offer same-day shipping. Shooters Connection also sponsors over 100 of your matches every single year. So when it comes to finding everything you need to compete as a beginner or a seasoned grandmaster, Shooters Connection is the only name you need to know. Online at shootersconnectionstore.com.
Jeremy.
No, you're so nice.
Oh,
What is up, podcast people? We've been sitting here for about 5 minutes, Jeff whining, complaining about not wanting to do the intro. And Sasquatch just virtually refuses to do the intro. And so that's what we got going. I think Jeff's just scared of getting made fun of because his bringing the energy is
No, I am not
pretty low
scared
energy.
of being made fun of. I really don't care about that. I'm so awkward in the intro. That's all I care. Like, it just feels awkward. It's like when you're watching The Office or something. You just you feel the awkwardness of it. That's what I
lean
feel.
into. I mean, what do you think you're like Dwight Schrute awkward, or do you think you're oh gosh, what's that guy's name? The guy that's like the weirdest one.
Because
Not
Dwight
Toby.
is like confident. He's like confident awkward. That's
You're not Dwight. What's the guy who's like you don't know if he's a serial killer or not?
Yeah. I can't remember his name either.
Oh, what is
Probably
his name?
closer to that guy though. Yeah.
Creed. It's Creed, right? Isn't it Creed?
Yeah, Creed. Yeah, that's
Creed.
it.
Yeah, Jeff's kind of like Creed.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Sasquatch is Sasquatch. Who is that? Would Sasquatch be what's the big guy in accounting? Oh no, Sasquatch is the black guy. What's his name?
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah, that's who Sasquatch relates to the most. I can't remember his name
100%. Yeah.
Oh man, now I feel bad because I know The Office better than I know Rocky, but I'm just like on the spot, like I'm just forgetting names. Kevin's the funniest guy on The Office.
Yeah, the chili guy.
Yeah, Kevin's great. That dude has a podcast of his own, like
Really?
his own podcast. He's actually like a pretty good golfer. Like he does like a lot of pro-ams and stuff like that. But he's got his own podcast, and he'll like have like people from The Office on his podcast and just kind of like, hey, what's going on in life type deal.
Yeah.
I've listened to probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 of them. They're pretty good, pretty entertaining. It's so funny because if you watch The Office and like you like have watched it like multiple times, like you know those people by their office personas, right?
Right, the characters, yeah.
And then you hear them in real life, and it's like, oh, Kevin, you're actually intelligent. That's strange. I don't know. It's great. I like it. It's funny. Whatever. All right, we have listener questions for this week, and then we have Sasquatch got new guns. For those of you that are on YouTube, like if you're looking at Sasquatch, like I think he's gonna ask a girl out on a date this week. Is what I think happened. Like his beard's all trimmed up, like his hair is looking nice and neat. So I'm thinking he found what do you call a female Sasquatch? Sasquatch? What do you call a female Sasquatch? Are there female Sasquatches?
Just to clarify, I got a haircut after work today because I have to record a video for marketing tomorrow. But we can go with whatever you want.
So you're going to be in some CZ promo stuff?
Yeah, I am once in a while.
They couldn't have got like Alexis or somebody for that?
We've had our minority hires for the year.
Oh. No.
That would have shown their greater diversity.
It would have. It would have been.
But I thought you were just a hand model.
That's right.
Is that what you're doing, hand modeling?
No, it'll be a marketing video on the Tax Sport series.
Ooh, fancy.
Are
you actually shooting the gun?
Before we
No.
shoot it. Before we get rolling real quick, Shooters Connection, you saw their ad. Hit the link in the bio if you're going to buy something from Shooters Connection. Support the podcast, support Shooters Connection. If you want to join the Discord, Facebook page, Instagram page, all that will be in the description. So hit those. Thank you.
Yeah, I needed some magazines for some customers' guns this morning and ordered it and got like the shipping notification like within an hour or something like that. So they
Nice.
are on
Wilson
top of that
mags?
stuff. No, I like the Chip McCormick Power Mags for 45. Not the Power Mag Plus for anybody out there. The Power Mag Plus are no good. The Power Mags are where it's at. They're tougher than the Wilson Mags. The Wilson Mags, if he lips, will spread a lot sooner, a lot quicker than those the Power Mags will.
There you go. Okay, so pretty much the whole, at least first half of this episode is going to be about Jared because he hasn't been here and he has things he needs to talk about. And he missed the episode where we introduced ourselves and talked about who we were and made our claims to fame and all that. So he needs to officially tell the listeners who he is. So go.
Well, let's see. I'm Jared. I like to shoot guns. Just fucking around. Let's see. So I've been doing USPSA for like 7 years. I started in 2015. Work in the industry for CZ. Shoot on their team. So have primarily shot shadows the last several years. Liked them a lot. Enjoy production. It's my favorite division. I don't know. I don't really know what you guys did. I didn't hear yours. What do you want me to say?
I feel like our explanation of you was better.
Well, we can go with that one.
100% it was better. Jared is a GM.
I'm a GM in production, carry optics, and limited.
Don't go look at his practice course stuff because there's probably lots of edits for his local matches.
Thousands.
That's how he got there. But hey, once you're GM, you're a GM. That's all that matters. Jeff, are you a GM in your current division?
No.
Nope. Okay.
No.
Actually, I made GM in carry optics at 2019 Nationals.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually the easiest way. Like when they come out with new classifiers, that's the easiest
exactly
way
where it was
to make divisions, to make GM or move up. Because the way they did it last year, that time, that was a pretty easy way to get some bumps.
Okay, Jared,
if you wanted to,
just like step outside of yourself for a minute, and if you were going to not be so humble and just talk about yourself, your accomplishments, why you're so fucking awesome at this sport, what would you say? Let's hear it. Like, talk about yourself.
Why do people care what you say? Why should they care what you say?
Because sometimes I shoot okay.
No, that's not good enough. We'll kick you off for that explanation.
All right. No, I shoot quite a bit. I've had a little bit of luck once in a while. So, I've won a few state matches, won an area match, placed top 16 a couple times in nationals. So, moderate level of success.
Super squad member on last year, right?
Yeah, did not regain that position for this year.
Well, I can relate to that.
But
that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, done pretty well. Kind of probably the thing. It's probably a little different for me than most guys. Is I'm a large individual, get large hands, so guns don't recoil at all. None of them. They all look tiny in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a perk sometimes. Makes loading the gun a lot harder, but it can be a perk. Work at CZ, selling guns. So basically do nothing but guns around my life like 24/7. That's kind of nice. Kind of like Jeremy.
So what do you do?
Yeah, but you said you work there. I don't work. I try to avoid that.
That's true. Jeremy does not work very much.
No.
So what do you do when you've got too much guns in your life and you want to clear your head of the firearms industry? What do you do?
I don't know. Play video games. Drink.
Play video games.
I do play a lot of Warzone. If I'm not doing something shooting related, I'm probably playing Warzone.
Okay. You want to throw out your handle or something so people can game with you?
Same handle I use on everything. It's my last name, J66. I don't hide who I am on anything.
Okay.
Why 6'6"?
I don't know. I needed an email address when I was in like high school, and
So you thought you went to go with the devil numbers?
Damn straight.
Well,
I was going for 666, but it was already taken.
Yeah, 6'9" was taken. Okay, so now talk about your guns, right? You're switching guns.
Okay.
Were we going to get into that?
Yeah, I've primarily shot shadows. So people that are pretty familiar with the CZ product line, probably remember the original Shadow. Then the Shadow 2 came out in like 2017. So that's what I've basically shot since 2019 on. First regular Shadow 2s and then Shadow 2 oranges. And a couple of years ago, CZ Custom came out with their A01.
Those are cool.
And then, CZ carries the long dust cover version, so I actually got a couple of their short dust cover ones to test out a little bit with the optic ready system on them. Not a huge fan of the long dust cover one because it's really front heavy, and I think the Shadow 2 is a little bit front heavy anyways. So just like the Shadow 2 is very tolerable, but I think the LD is heavier than I would want it to be. I was playing with the short dust cover ones at NRA show this year, and I was like, I need a couple of these in my life. So I got a couple of them. Been shooting them a little bit the last couple weeks, and I'm pretty impressed with them. So the magwell is huge on those guns, so they're way easier to load than the Shadow 2.
That's awesome.
That's worth it there.
Have you screwed up your hand less?
Yes, I have not pinched my hand with those at all. So I don't shoot 4 aces very often, and I do it probably a few times a year. So 2018 was the last time I shot a sub 2 second 4 aces with a limited gun. So massive magwell and everything.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I just messed around with these guns. I busted like a 192 4 aces. So they're a lot easier to load. Like sub-second loads are way easier on these guns.
Nice. I have never shot a sub 2 second.
Yeah, they've got a few other features on them that are interesting design choices. So I think either in our advertisement or theirs, they describe it as it's the Shadow series as Angus would have had them evolve. So some of the different feature choices that you see from the other guns are it's actually built around the P10 series mag, so the mags are bigger, but you can use different grips to run 75 mags. That's what I'm doing. Uses a standard Novik cut front sight, so it's a side dovetailed sight instead of the front dovetail one.
Oh, why'd they do that? I'm curious.
Probably for more availability, and honestly, like on a regular Shadow, the sight coming in from the front, or a regular 75, and then it's pinned from the side because of the bushing. These guns are bull barreled, so there's no bushing on them, so you can't do that.
Okay.
And on the oranges use a 1911 style bushing, so the sight slides in, it has a set screw, and then the bushing also holds it in.
Yeah.
But you see it sometimes on the Tanfo stuff, like they're just set screwed, and people will lose front sights once in a while because there's nothing holding it beyond the set screw.
Yeah.
So also what I do like too is it's actually a pinned front sight. So there's no, if you shot 1911s or 2011s long enough, you've had a sight get a little bit loose and slide side to side at least once.
If it's not pinned, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing that won't happen with these, so it's nice. Other things that are kind of different, use some different design features from various like CZ guns. So people that are real familiar with the CZ platform will know like a decocker gun, the sear cage is pinned through the frame, not held in by the safety, but on like a Shadow, it's held in by the safety. So the sear cage can move a little bit. Normally not an issue, but can make the trigger feel a little different. So these are, while still being a DASA gun with no firing pin block, the sear cage is actually pinned through the frame, like a decocker gun. So safety isn't what holds it in. I think the little set screw not set screw, but the screw that holds up like the trigger bar lifter spring and the mag spring and everything, or the mag release spring, instead of being a screw, it's a spring-loaded plunger that has a washer over top of it. I think the old Rammies use that also. So just some different features that are interesting. And then the triggers end up pretty good in them. Angus is not a believer in like set screws, so there's no set screws on the old 85 style trigger on them. Again, shoot nice. I've been pretty impressed with them so far.
What do they sell for?
They're optic ready ones. I think they're on CZ Customs website for like 26, maybe. I think.
Okay,
So,
and
they're not a cheap gun.
relative. And what do like availability? Like, can people just go get them now, or is it like a 6-month wait? Or
I'm not sure. So I brought these in through work to test out with. So I don't know what the normal availability is. I just talked to Stuart at SHOT Show and kind of set it up and got a couple. So
a little bit of insider trading going on there.
Do you know anybody else shooting them in competition?
I don't know anybody personally that's shooting on a serious level. Like, I've seen a couple of local guys using the LDs, and like CZ, we've carried the LDs for a while. I've shot them a few times, but just I didn't like the weight, so I never seriously considered it for a competition gun. But I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know anybody like locally or like that I know personally that are shooting them. There's a couple of kids that shoot for CZ Custom from out in that neck of the woods that shoot them, so they're certainly out there. I don't know those guys personally. That one dude from the Phoenix area, I think he won Steel Challenge Carry Optics with it last year or the year before. I can't think of his name. I think he's actually from Japan, in the Phoenix area.
Muneki?
Yeah, there we go. I knew it started with him. I just couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah,
I think he won. I think he won Steel Challenge with it last year or the year before or something. In Carry Optics.
Good have. Carry Optics is kind of an interesting one. Like a few years ago, BJ won the match overall shooting his Carry Optics gun. Like he beat even all like the guys shooting with their open guns. And so Carry Optics is one that's kind of sometimes you have like if you have like the BJ Max KC that shoot them, which Max hasn't shot actually in last couple of years. If they shoot CO, then that kind of changes it. But if not, then because I think did Nils win CO this year? I think Nils won CO this year. And I mean, Carry Optics is not his. That's not his primary thing.
Yeah.
Not that he's not really good at it, but that's not his specialty.
Basically, long story short, though, I just wanted to try out some new guns. They seemed fun, so grabbed a couple of them. Pretty impressed with them. Planning on shooting them the rest of the season.
What's the weight of those guns?
They're like 47 ounces, so they're about the same as a Shadow 2. It's just more weight back in the hand.
Interesting.
They're basically balanced right at the like where the beaver tail, or not the beaver tail, where the trigger guard intersects the front of the grip.
That's better than on the front of the muzzle.
Yeah.
Especially shooting 9mm. Those are cool. I mean, those would be those are guns I'd just like to have in my collection, just to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, if I had the money to do it, I would just buy them. But it'd be one I'd like to have.
It's just money. Make an extra gun. Sell 2 more guns this year.
Yeah. I could take it out of the kids' college fund. That'd probably be fairly responsible.
Well, let's be honest. We've seen some of the pictures you posted. Odds of both of your kids going to college, pretty slim.
It's real low. I probably won't even encourage it. Actually, that's the problem is like, I want to save, like I want to have a fund for them for after high school, whether that like, if it's college is college, but if they want to go to Montana and be a fly fishing guide or, something like that, like I want to like have something for them. But like, if they're not going to like, if it's not a college fund to be used for college, like those investments are so much harder to get. Like they're like, you just can't get good investments other than just making some sort of outside investment versus these college funds that you can kind of start that everything is set up so that to force kids to think they need to go to college. And for
Not
some stuff you
surprised.
do need to. Some stuff you do not.
But yeah, anyways, that kind of covers the new guns. It's about half wanting to play with something different and just half I wanted the bigger magwell in the gun.
If I was shooting a shadow and I wanted to compete seriously, the magwell would be enough for me to go to that.
Mm.
And it sounds like it's probably close enough. Like if you already have a Shadow 2 and you're wanting to pick up like a second gun, you could pick one of those up and switch between the two of them, and use your Shadow 2 for practice, use that for matches, and probably be okay.
I mean, personally, I want two guns that are identical. That's just me. They're close enough. Like I can shoot one, then shoot the other one. It's not going to make a big difference.
Yeah, my limited guns they're not identical, and it's no big deal to switch. They're close enough that it's not a big deal.
Probably the hardest part is like the grip dimensions are going to be a little bit different between the two. So if you're
they are.
Yeah, because it's made around P10 mags, so it's going to be a little bit wider, which is something I do like on it. Fits my hand a little bit better. The hard part there is, though, you're pretty limited on grip choices. Right now, you pretty much have the VZ grips that CZ Custom offers or the lock bogies, which I've got the CZ Custom grips on it right now, and I'll probably order some of the lock grips this week.
Interesting. All right. I went to the range today, which was cool. I have not shot live like a practice session in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. So it was good. I'm trying to remember if I don't know if I've done this drill in this. I think I have done it before. I have done it before, but it's maybe my favorite drill as of right now. And it's basically set up open. Today I had like an open turtle at like 15 yards and then a dot. I use just duct tape because it's like I can just tear off a piece of duct tape. It's the right width. It's basically the right size. I can just put that on a target like black duct tape. And so just draw 2 on the paper, 2 on the dot, and then 2 on the paper, and then 2 on the dot. So it's 8 rounds. And like you're not looking for overall time is not a consideration. My timer died on like my first string, so I really couldn't pay attention to overall time. But you can look at your kind of like your splits on the far target and your draw time. For me, I don't want to worry about time on the dot or the duct tape, whatever you want to call that part, because that is just a hit it. Like it's at 10 yards, it's a tough target to hit, and so that is just I don't care what time it is, I just want you to hit it. And then at 15, you're basically you're doing a doubles drill, so you're splitting basically as hard as you can, and then just trying to keep it. I mean, really for me, like trying to make sure like some Charlies are fine. I don't have to have all A's. Shooting major, I don't want to see deltas. Obviously, don't want to see misses, but some Charlies I'm okay with. And it's a good observation drill as far as seeing what you're doing. Is your recoil control good at speed? Is your trigger control and recoil control good whenever you're shooting precision? And then also just that transition from fast to slow, that's the hardest transition to make in our sport, I think. And so I liked it. It was really good. That's all I did today, was just that. I'll probably do that for a couple more practice sessions this week, just to kind of get back into shooting the gun. Make sure I'm not trying to run around and do a whole bunch of stuff before my fundamentals are kind of back up to running. So I had a couple observations from it. The first observation was a little bit actually from watching like a bunch of Christians videos, and like his stance is so aggressive. I mean, like forward leaning, like extremely aggressive stance. And I mean, he does it with every gun that he shoots. and I tend to stand fairly upright, even if I kind of crouch down. Like it's not so much always like a forward crouch; it's more just going down so that I can move better. But it's not necessarily like leaning forward into it, and so really kind of been haven't done that much training, but it was really trying to focus on having that forward lean, really aggressive stance, and then also like I talked about a little bit a couple podcasts ago about making sure I extend my full extension on my arms and not having a real big bend in them, that's an experiment still at this point, but I'm kind of messing with it, and that was good. Like that seemed to like, I mean, I was railing pretty hard at that 15-yard target, and I mean, the sights were fairly predictable and straight up and down, which is good. The other thing that I noticed, like I got about like halfway through, like I kind of started off and was shooting kind of okay, and then it kind of started getting like real squirrely, like it's just like, like it was real bad for a few mags, and I started getting mad, and it was like there's a guy I follow on Instagram that is it's golfing related, and I think some of his stuff's a little bit ridiculous, but his big thing is like our mental approach that we take like to our hobbies and stuff like this, are that like when you're so hard on yourself all the time, like you're not helping yourself. Like give yourself like some leeway, like, hey, you're gonna screw up, because even the pros, talking about golf, like even the pros screw up, like they still shank shots, like they still almost miss the ball sometimes, like that still happens to even those guys. And when I play golf, like I'm a much better than average golfer. Like I'm single digit handicap, which is, I don't have a real handicap, but if I was, it'd be a single digit. And like, but when I play golf, like I am very much like when I screw up, like I just like, okay, yeah, that's just part of it. Like I just kind of deal with it. And it's like, yeah, that's just part of it. Like you're just going to do that. And when I thought about that after I was screwing up a bunch in practice, and I was like, I kind of thought about like, why am I so much easier on myself when I'm playing golf than I am shooting? Like I don't, why am I able to do that? And so I kind of just tried to switch a little bit to, quit trying to like, you're going to throw some deltas and some mics, especially in practice like this. Like it's just going to happen. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't try to force it to not be there. And when I made that mental switch, it was almost immediately from that run on, like everything, like the groups and everything just like sucked down in like way tighter, way better. So like if there's people that are kind of in their shoes, like with, like I am a little bit, and tend to be hard on yourself and force stuff and, have some results that don't match maybe your effort into it. Like maybe part of that is just like give yourself some leeway to screw up, and just kind of accept that, hey, like mistakes are going to happen a little bit. Doesn't mean you have to be happy with them, but maybe just try to let them go if possible.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've really struggled with that much, but I do have the sessions that bother me are the sessions where I come out and like nothing goes right. It's like everything is going wrong. I can't hit anywhere close to what I was hitting last time or something. But yeah, I think I've always had the mindset of like the mistakes are going to happen. And I even kind of noticed that from like early on in my shooting, like a year or two in, is that I would go out, and I think I've mentioned this before, like I would push speed really hard in practice. Like I was never really someone who trained like match pace or anything like that for the first 2 or 3 years probably. But then when I would shoot a match, like the match pace just happened. And I don't really have an explanation for that. I don't know how that worked, and it always surprised even me, like that I would go out practice, throw mics everywhere, push hard, and then when I'd shoot a match, like it would just be way freaking better, and I don't really know why. It's just, yeah, it was just like a self-regulation kind of deal. Like I just knew I couldn't miss, and it'd slow down, and it would work out. But I didn't really have like a methodology for it.
So kind of building on what you said though, like, yeah, you're going to shoot some deltas and mics in practice. Like if you're not ever shooting deltas or mics in practice, you're probably not pushing hard enough.
Yeah.
Making real gains, which I don't get too concerned about if I shoot a delta or mic, especially if I see what happened. It can be aggravating when you're like, man, those sights look good on that target. Why is there a mic over here? Like, where the hell did that second shot go?
Yeah.
That's when it's aggravating.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whenever you do a transition, you look at the wrong spot, you swing too wide, and you shoot too Charlie right on the CD line. It's like, if you saw what happened, then you're learning. When you don't, when you swing across the target and you're like, oh, that was good, and you get over there and it's a Charlie on each side of the A zone, it's like, okay, yeah, there was a mistake there, and I didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, those are always fun when like you shoot, like you set up like a stage and you run a stage, and like before you've looked at the target, you're thinking, your time was good. Maybe you've run it a couple times and your time was good, and you're like, man, I burned that down. Everything felt good. And then you go score it, and there's like a couple misses that are just like, nope, don't know where those were.
You shoot long enough, you're gonna have a target where you're like, or a stage where you're like, oh yeah, that was good, and then you're like, I have no idea how that mic happened. Like, I did not see that mic happening. Like, those shots look good behind the gun. Like, where the hell did that go? It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull it. It's a double.
That's right. Okay. We need to do like a rapid fire here. So I put in the Discord when we started recording that we were recording. If anybody had anything,
I saw some great questions coming up there.
Yeah, so we're not gonna like discuss these. We're gonna rapid fire these. Okay.
Okay.
We'll discuss actually submitted questions per the podcast questions channel, but we will rapid fire these. Also, what are you guys drinking tonight?
Well, I was having water, but as you can see, I kind of ran dry.
I have water too. I do drink water in my Pioneer Woman glass. Just so that people, that's a cool glass. But then I do have some Remus Repeal 5, which is MGP. It's their own product. It's actually really good. 100 proof, bottled and bond. Jeff could even drink it. It's really good. There's Remus Repeal 6 is coming out in September. Is released in September this year. So it gets released once a year. So if 6 is as good as 5, then it'll be well worth picking up. About a $75 bottle if it's for retail. Around 60 to 75, I think. It's about retail on it. So not crazy expensive.
Nice.
I did have a can of Buffalo Sweat Vanilla Stout though for dinner.
Buffalo Sweat?
Mm-hmm. It's a beer. It's made by Free State Brewery. So Buffalo Sweat Vanilla Bean Stout. Sorry, it's very good.
This doesn't seem like a appetizing name.
It's great.
For a beer.
I'll try to bring you one to Area 3.
Okay. I'll try it. Area 3 is going to be crazy.
I just hope we don't have the heat we've had here lately. It was like every day I trained. Right. I trained on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I went out and shot each day. And I think Sunday was the only day where the heat index was slightly below 100. It was like 93.
Yeah.
It was pretty miserable.
It's been crazy hot here.
Yeah. Crazy, dude.
And where Jeff's at too. You got the same weather.
Yeah. Did you get that one day last week? The forecast was like 110 was what the forecast was.
It was kind of like overcast it was like overcast and rainy today. Like I walked outside to go to the other building for a meeting, And I was like, man, I kind of wish I'd brought a jacket. Like, it's 73 outside. It feels cold. It's been so hot lately.
Oh, geez, that's 73. No, like we've been the whole month of July has been triple digits. Like there's been a couple days that it's like 99, but otherwise it's triple digits every day. It's been a crazy hot summer for us this year and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's been
after
miserable.
I ran that like obstacle course 5K deal a few weeks back,
Yeah,
and I left my old shoes. Here's like my old shooting shoes. I don't wear them much anymore, but I ran that race in them. I left them in the bed of my truck, which is covered, for the month. And when I pulled them out, like the soles just like peeled right off.
oh
Just like,
gosh.
yeah, it was hot. They got hot.
Wow. All right, we got questions.
Yeah,
Let's go.
do it. Okay, so first one from Mr. C-Class Legend himself. How about you guys not shooting any majors?
I just shot with him like 2 weeks ago.
I think he's talking to me and Jeff.
I know.
I mean, yeah, I've got one major left. I got Area 3, and then that's the end of my shooting season with Nationals. What happened with Nationals and not going to that. So, C-Class Legend, some of us have kids. We like little kids, and that makes it harder. It's just the stage of life. It's just harder to like shooting 8 or 9 matches in a year. Like that's not feasible. That's probably not the best choice to do for my marriage at this point.
How do you know your wife doesn't like you being gone?
Oh, she'd be fine if I was gone if I took the kids with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be fine with that.
Right.
If I'm gone, that means she has the kids by herself, and that's not so much. That was not something that she's going to want to do every weekend. It's not that she doesn't love her kids, but doing it,
Yeah.
handling them on your own is not always fun.
Plus, I don't know about your kids, and I only have one kid, but she behaves much better when I'm around. So
Yeah.
when I leave town, things may get kind of wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that can. I mean, my wife she doesn't take crap. Like she will discipline them, but her leash is a bit longer than mine is, for sure.
Same. Yeah.
So yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, and me not shooting majors, dude. Yeah, the economy right now, how expensive everything is.
Well, okay. I mean, like that. Like it actually is legit. Like how much it costs just to drive to a match. Like just, I mean, like plus with ammo costs where they are at, like it actually is. I mean, used to like I would go shoot majors, and if it was like under an 8-hour drive, and I could like shoot a 1-day match, like I didn't hardly worry about cost, like because it was so cheap. It was like probably less than $100 in gas, and you find a cheap hotel. And match fees back then were like $100. An expensive one was like $125 or something like that. Like you could get in and out of a major for like less than $300, pretty easy.
I think in most areas, you're for the average USPSA shooter, a local is going to cost them $100 to shoot these days, or close to it. You take close to a 200 round match, 30 cents a round factory 9mm ammo, $4 something a gallon gas, $20 or $30 match entry, like that all adds up in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say any of the locals that I attend, other than the ones like in Ada, like if I drive to a local, it's costing me over $100 for sure.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
But yeah, other than just like the economy and stuff, like I normally only shoot like 5 majors a year, so I'm shooting 3 this year. I was going to shoot 4 with nationals, but that didn't happen. I might throw in another one, but I'm not guaranteeing it.
I'm going to make Jeff go to Puerto Rico, and he's going to have to take his wife with him.
Are you going?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm going to go.
I'm planning on it too.
Is it announced yet?
Yes.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, I think registration opens in September. I'm planning on going. It's gonna be a busy month because I'll go straight from got SHOT Show 1 week, Phoenix the following week for work, and then Puerto Rico. So it'll be a busy 3 weeks.
Yeah, I asked my wife if she wanted to go to Puerto Rico, and it was like, yep. So that's like, okay, I'm going to shoot a match, and we'll go. And you can sit on the beach and drink umbrella drinks while I shoot the match. And other Bob, I'm going to try to. Bob and Billy, I'm pretty sure are going to go, and Nils and Jessica may go. I probably shouldn't put that so that they're going to go, but I think they might. If Bob and Billy go, I think I can talk Jessica into going. Jessica will go. Maybe she'll leave Nils behind.
Yeah, a few people had asked on that too. I think someone in the Discord asked, but like flying to Puerto Rico with guns is just like flying anywhere in the U.S. with guns. Like it's no big deal. Same TSA you're used to, same procedures.
Yeah,
cool.
So, should be fun.
Opinions on the presidential election? I'm guessing the USPSA presidential election.
Okay, at this point, I'm just completely tired of the drama and shooting, so I won't be sad when it just like gets over and we can, get back to it.
I don't think we have a great choice at this point, and by the time they actually get to take office, like they have like a year or less for this special election to finish out the current term, and then we will be having another election here again really soon. So,
oh god,
yeah.
Yeah, no great options. I don't have anything really positive to say about it. I'm sorry, that's pretty bleak, but yeah, whatever. I guess the positive is it'll be a short term. Then this next question's a little bleak as well. Future plans if USPSA implodes, and thoughts on what could replace it.
I don't think USPSA will go anywhere anytime soon. I mean, obviously, it's always a possibility of, poor management could slowly kill it out over a long-term period of time, but I don't think it's going anywhere. If something did happen, something else would take its place. Like, obviously, USPSA has, like, the charter for IPSC in the U.S., so, there's IPSC's not just going to come be a thing, but there would be a similar sport would develop, or a lot of people would probably jump over to IDPA.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that surprised if somebody here or is even currently thinking about trying to start a sport that's pretty similar to compete with USPSA to be a different option. And I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing. I think it would be tough to supplant them, even as bad as stuff has been. And the IPSC charter that Sasquatch mentioned is actually a big part of that. I know a lot of people that don't really care about IPSC at all, but that does play a fairly big effect into our sport. Even if you don't ever want to shoot IPSC.
My point on it is just like, it's not like I can't just go start up a club and just shoot IPSC. Like, it's still involved in USPSA if you're in the US. So right. You can't just like, oh, we're just going to host IPSC matches instead.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't. But like, I guess the hypothetical, like, okay, if it does implode, what could replace it? Oh, I thought there was a question on what would you do if it. Oh, I guess I kind of read that. I guess I read that question. I thought it said, "What would you do if it imploded?"
I did the same thing.
Yeah, it says future plans if USPSA.
Oh, future
implodes.
plans. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know that I would shoot IDPA because I can't deal with it. I would probably get into like NRL 22, PRS 22, and then probably PRS matches and stuff like that as well. Maybe shoot some steel challenge then to still shoot handguns. Even though I guess that's owned by USPSA, but
NRL 22 would be high on the list, or I'd probably shoot like sporting clays. I just don't think I could get serious enough about sporting clays though to do it seriously.
No, I can do it with sporting clays.
Me, honestly, if USPSA imploded and vanished, and there were no more like sanctioned club matches, and like the competition aspect of it ceased to exist, I don't know. I'd probably go do something else. I mean, I got into shooting for the competition. Like, I wasn't really into shooting and guns before USPSA. Shooting is not something I really did. So, yeah, I'd probably go do something else. I'd work on my Jeep or, yeah, something
Fly
else,
fishing
man.
looks like it'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm not like super tied to shooting. It's not something I have like a deep history in or anything I need to keep doing. So
Yeah, I would definitely fly fish and hunt a lot more, and then probably play. I would get the competitive side from probably go to golf. Maybe start playing tennis again. I do really enjoy tennis. I'd probably maybe start playing that again. Like there's
yeah,
local leagues and tournaments and stuff like that that you can go to. That's probably
yeah, I'd probably try to
that's
find
probably what I do.
another avenue for competition. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know what that would be. Probably some sort of fitness related thing. I wouldn't be very good at it because I'm not very strong and I have terrible endurance, but I would try.
get hurt all the time.
Yeah, I mean I get hurt all the time anyway. Um, why you guys hate PCC so much?
PCC is awesome. PCC
There
is
you go.
great.
There you go.
It's my favorite division.
In
It's what I would.
It is great in standalone PCC matches. It has zero business being in the same match as handguns. That's the rub. Like it has influenced our stages, our stage designs. Like it's like it influences how people are RO'd because like the ROs have to like worry about trying to pick up shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like PCC just does not belong. This is a handgun sport. We're shooting handgun. Like we're shooting stages designed around handguns, our sports designed around handguns, and you're shooting a rifle at that. So that's the dumb part.
It's my favorite division. If I couldn't hit anything with a pistol, I would definitely bring a rifle to the pistol match.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
if you suck at shooting, then PCC is a good place to go.
but really, what Jeremy kind of hit the point though. The biggest problem with PCC is it was shoehorned into our sport extremely poorly, which is why a lot of the issues with it exist. You know, it didn't fit as it was, and then you got new range commands. You have stage design stuff changing, and it's basically just a free for all. It's like, hey, here's a rifle, like put as many optics and lasers and dots and mags on it as you want. It's just, I don't know. It didn't make sense to add. It is certainly, I don't think it's benefited the sport in any regard. As a standalone thing, a PC match would probably be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But if you're challenging a PCC correctly, like with their shooting, you're destroying somebody that's shooting definitely an iron-sighted handgun. They're just getting ripped a new one. So
Yeah.
sorry, if you identify as a PCC shooter, then you might have some other questions you need to answer.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much in the same boat. Like, I really don't have a problem with PCC. I just have a problem with PCC influencing the sport. And, like, a major problem with the way we framed nationals this year. Because it's going to suck. I guarantee you. It's going to suck for somebody. Guarantee it.
Yep.
It's not ideal.
But that's it. Yeah, like I don't hate PCCs. I have zero interest in PCCs. Like that seems like the most boring shit I can think of. But if you want to shoot it, I don't care.
To get through these quicker. Let's go like one person answers each one.
All right, I'll ask the next question. 9mm and single stack, tons of fun or production hider? Go, Jeff.
Okay, Jeff's gonna answer that.
Oh, okay. 9mm in single stack, tons of fun, or production hider? What does that mean, production hider?
You're trying to win a division without actually shooting production.
Oh.
Since it's basically like shooting a production gun.
Oh. No, I mean, tons of fun. I don't think they're production hiders. Production is a single stack hider. That's what's going on.
That's exactly. Thank you, Jeff. Why should Jeff dig deep and fly to? I want Sasquatch to answer this. Why should Jeff dig deep and fly to Area 7 to rack up that area win in production? It's in Maine, by the way.
You should go there because you've never been there, and it's not that expensive. You can make more money tomorrow. Stop being poor.
Exactly. Jeff's rolling in the money from all the people that have joined Discord. There are Patreons in the Discord. So
just turn your Bitcoin miner on back there and catch some more Bitcoins, and then you'll be able to pay for the trip.
It's still going.
I bet like in a week it would pay for your flight.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've noticed flights are getting cheaper. I mean, the $400 flight is only $600 now.
Yeah. Okay, Jeremy, you get to answer. What's your guys' opinion on limited carry optics as a provisional division?
We're both answering this. Jeremy, go first.
No, I have not heard of a single person request a new division of limited carry optics. Like, I don't know how stupid you have to be to think that, like, this is what we need, a new division, because we don't have enough. We can't run enough nationals at this point. We need more nationals matches. So let's make a whole new division that is, I don't know if they're going to make it major or minor. I don't know what that, I've heard like maybe it's major. So then you basically have an open gun without a comp, but it's going to be open shooters, or if it's minor, then it is a CO gun. Like it's like this, it's an exact duplicate of that division. Like I don't, that if they do that, then like that's where I'm really like, I'm already questioning the board, but that's where I'm really like, how like you guys have got, like, how can y'all be this stupid? Because I have seen nobody ask for that, like for a separate division. Has anybody else heard like asked for that?
I think you bring up the best point there. It's like a small minority of people have been asking for single action carry optics. So this would be like, from what I've heard, what the people are asking is basically like they want to take a 40 cal limited gun and just put a dot on it and call it a new division. So it's like, it's completely different than what a handful of people have asked for.
Right. Like
it also kills, like, it would kill limited. Like, people would be like, oh, well, what's the point of shooting iron sights if I can have a dot like everyone else?
If they do that, then like that shows like if you haven't been proven that they are inept at their job of being bored, like if they push this through, from what I'm hearing, then like all those people got to go. All those people are not smart people.
I don't see what it adds to our sport in any regard. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. So probably a good probability of it happening.
Right. Yeah. It makes zero sense. So that's the best chance. Like that's very likely that it will happen because it makes no sense.
Mm.
That guy got me heated up, man. I don't know who that is, but
I don't have anything to add to that.
All right. I'll ask the last question. Jeremy, would you consider working on a non-US made 1911?
Well, I mean, I guess if it's quality, like there's some, like, I mean, a lot of Springfields are made in Brazil. So I've worked on those. So I guess my answer would be yes.
Would you work on a Rock Island?
Not like a full build. Like, no, I've not worked on one in the shop.
It's pretty fair to say though, for a full build, you're going to want to start with a Colt just because it has the pony on the side, right? Generally speaking.
I mean, that's what most customers, they want that, like that. And that's just like, there's not a great reason for it other than like Colt has the most history with those guns. And that is the industry standard. Like that is what people grew up looking and like seeing, like when people first started customizing 1911s, they were customizing Colts. And so then like, that's just the history of the industry. and so that's what people want. There is a certain, I mean, like it's kind of like, do you want like do you want to take an older retro car and like fix it up really awesome, like it's really cool, or just build a kit car that probably outperforms it, quite frankly? Everything's straighter and easier. Like, is it cooler to have an old actual Cobra car or to have a Cobra kit car? Like, which one's cooler? Well, most people would say the real Cobra car is cooler, even if it doesn't maybe as perform as well.
Okay, so as far as full builds go, full build, would you full build a Kimber?
No, because of their Schwartz style safety. I do know, like Chuck Rogers has built several off of Kimbers, and he likes them fine. Their holes tend to be pretty straight. It's just their Series 80 Schwartz firing pin block is kind of weird, and I haven't messed with them enough. Like the Colt Series 80 is fine. Like I can tune that. I go and like heat the arms and bend them and stuff and make them disengage really easily. And at that point, it's only a pain just as far as disassembly and cleaning for that Series 80. So the Colt system is pretty good.
Yeah.
The Schwartz is a little bit different.
That's the one that like the grip safety activates it, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Would you full build a SIG 1911 Max?
No. External extractor. I don't mess with those.
Would you full build a Llama?
That's not even a 1911.
Close enough.
No, I would not build a Taurus. What else would I not build on? Like, there's lots that I wouldn't build on.
What about that new one that people are buying? The what is it? It starts with a T, doesn't it?
The Bull
It's
Armory?
like sheep. No, would you full build a bull?
I haven't had one of those in the shop. Like the bull. The problem is like when you buy a bull or even a Kimber, like there's so much that's already done to it that like I'm having to spend a lot of time just going back and adding metal because it's already cut for stuff. I'm gonna have to do that a lot of times on Colts and Springfields anyway. But like that's kind of a problem with one of those. Like if you want a gun built, like you really kind of want to be in that mil spec type gun because that creates less work for the smith.
Yeah, well, a base Colt is what, like an $800 gun today or $900 or something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch those super close. They obviously kind of shot up when everything shot up here recently. So like a lot of them got up to like $1,000. A couple of years ago, it was like $700-800. You could buy a Colt really easily. I'm not a gun broker that often to check that stuff, so I don't know what they're currently going for. But 800 should get you one.
Yeah, basically, long story short, you're talking building a $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 gun, whatever. There's not really much point to try to save $200.
Right, correct.
That's not the question. The question is, would you do it?
He already answered that part.
Would you work on a TSAS?
The fuck is that?
TSAS?
Yeah, TISAS.
What about Dan Wesson?
Oh,
is
TSAS.
Dan Wesson good enough?
TSIS. Is that what it is? TSIS?
I'm pretty sure it's TSIS. Yeah. I mean, I've
Those
called
are
it
cheap.
TSIS. I don't know if they are super cheap. There's probably a reason for that. The Dan Wessons are great. They have good components in it. Like those are the like if you want to get into a gun, like a 1911 that's outfitted well, has good components in it, like the Dan Wesson's probably the best way to go.
I like them. I think Jeff needs to buy a second one so that he has a matching pair when he returns the single stack.
I think that's going to be on his Christmas list this year.
Yeah, it should be.
Hey, think of all the money you're saving by not going to nationals. You could buy that gun.
There you go.
The money you would have spent to go to nationals will almost buy that gun for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah.
All right, what else we got? Those are our rapid fire.
Shooters Connection. Tell them about Shooters Connection, Jeremy.
Shooters Connection is awesome. They sponsor like a bajillion matches for our sport, and like that alone should make you want to go. Like when you buy stuff, that alone should make you want to go buy from them because they do put a ton back into the sport. And they have like the nice thing is like if you need something for our sport, they have it. Like almost guaranteed, like they're gonna have it. So yeah, go buy from Shooters Connection. They're awesome. Fast shipping, good products, good prices on stuff. Like they're not trying to gouge anybody. So
Yeah,
go use them. Use our link.
Yeah, and someone was giving me crap in the Discord because of their because I said search function so many times. Because they have a great search function.
They do. Like
you type stuff in. It brings up pictures. It brings up like all the categories, suggestions. It's a great search function. Search function. Search function. Search function. Thank you, Shooters Connection.
Yes. Good job.
Okay, do you guys want to hit another question?
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right.
Pick one.
60 minutes. 61 minutes right here.
We'll do one more quick one.
A quickie?
Yep.
Do you want me to pick a quickie or you just want to do the next one in line?
Next one in line.
What non-shooting gear do you find essential for long matches? Did we already answer that?
For long matches. All right.
Basically majors.
If I had to pick one piece of gear that I always take with me to majors that is not shooting or not for like the shooting portion of it, it's my walk stool. It's basically a collapsible 3-legged stool that's pretty comfortable and not like super short.
I knew Jared was going to say that.
It's the best $100 I've ever spent. Actually, I don't even think I bought it. I think it was a Christmas gift.
Yeah, I've got one too. They're good. They're solid. They're beefy. If Sasquatch can sit in it and not break it, you know they're going to last for like forever for any mortal human. Mm-hmm. Non-shooting related. Like I try not to carry much stuff in my bag that's not shooting related. Can I say trail mix?
Yeah.
And can I say that I like the ones that what I discovered, because I think it was at the Missouri, the Ozarks match that we were at. Like Jeff and I were at Walmart, and I was trying to find like Walmart has their own like it comes in a pink bag trail mix that I really like. Like it has like some dark chocolate in it, and like it's not too many raisins. You know, you get some trail mix and it's like half a bag of raisins, and I don't want that. It's a good mix, but they didn't have it like in a big bag. They just had it in little bags. I was like, I don't want that, but that was all they had, so I got it. And then once I was on the range and like your hands are covered in like pro grip and lead and stuff from loading mags and whatnot, like I actually discovered I loved the little individual bags because you just rip it open and you can eat one a stage, and like you don't have like an open bag that you're having to deal with. Is it going to get anywhere? You're not touching your food with your hand. It's easy to share with other people if you want to. So that's my non-shooting related thing I like.
Yeah.
And a hydro flask.
Yeah. Yeah, so like one of the main things I like to have is a big like insulated water container. I actually don't even mind not having a big one, like just having an insulated water container that I can put a fresh bottle in on each stage. I really like doing that too. So maybe the water container, maybe chapstick. It's kind of an essential winter or summer. Yeah, there's not a lot. There's just like really just like the basics. It's like, water, sunscreen protection, whatever you're going to use for your lips or sun protection, towel. But
Gore-Tex rain jacket. I never don't go to a match with at least Gore-Tex rain jacket.
Rain jacket's important. I found having an umbrella in the car if you're driving to the match is also well worth having.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have one, but I don't usually use an umbrella, but I always have at least a Gore-Tex rain jacket and oftentimes pants as well.
I don't.
You don't have a rain jacket at all?
Nope.
Oh, you
Okay.
need to get that.
One more question.
All right, last
Because
one.
I like this question. My friends have been shitting on my socks. What are the proper socks, brand, color, length for USPSA matches? It's a great question.
Answer it.
Okay, I'll go with my preference.
Okay.
Same socks I wear every day, all year. It's the only kind of socks I have are black, darn tough, quarter height wool hiking socks. All I wear. Year round. Don't care if it's 100 degrees outside or 30 degrees.
Do you sleep in socks?
No.
No. Just curious.
Those are not cheap socks.
Nah, I think they're like $20 a pair, I think. They last a long time.
Damn.
$20 a pair.
20 bucks a
Holy-
pair?
I think
I'm
so.
not paying $20 for 6 pairs.
Yeah, no. I did convert to black socks. I don't know when that was. Probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I used to always wear white socks, and then I converted to black socks, and I think that's definitely the way to go. I just wear the Hanes Comfort socks, like from Walmart, right? Like I buy those, and then they have like some that are like ankle socks that are super short, and those are no go because you got to have socks that are long enough to cover all of the back of the heel of your shoe. If your socks are too short for that, like that ain't gonna work. You're gonna rip a hole in the back of your shoe. You're gonna get a blister on the back of your foot where your shoe's rubbing against it. So get the shortest sock that still covers all of your shoe. That's what I say. And then I say Jared is at least smart in that, like, you get one style of sock and you just buy a bunch of that sock. Because my wife, every single sock she owns is different. Right. And it's like, so then you go to do laundry, or even my kids, like they buy them like all these like different socks with dinosaurs and robots and stuff like that on it. My kids' socks, when I dress them, which is most mornings, I just grab 2 socks out of the drawer. I don't care what they look like. Like they're all different every day. Because I'm not going to sit there and go through and match them up. I ain't got time for that. I
also do that. I grab 2 socks out of the drawer, and they're always matching.
That's right. That's the way to go.
I do not put socks on my kid. She wears sandals or shoes without socks.
Seriously? Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't do socks. But for USPSA, I do wear socks. Just black socks. I don't have a brand. Usually the cheap ones. Black no-show usually. Not like the like extreme no-show, right? Not the ones that just like barely hug your bottom of your foot, but like the next step up. Not ankle socks, the one in between. Just black socks. I don't have a brand. I have like 3 or 4 different kinds just from different Christmases and bargain deals I see at Aldi or something like that. Just black socks, man. That's it. That's the only. And the best argument for black socks, in my opinion, is to go watch some videos of Ben Steger shooting in his ankle-high white socks. It cracks me up. Oh, my God. That's like one of the first things I noticed when I saw him shooting. I was like, what the hell? It's amazing.
Yeah, you got to go black. You definitely, if you're not shooting in black socks, you're wrong. Like that's just, you're just wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could have some like special like sports socks. Like I've got a pair of, I think they're like Kubi socks from cycling. Like those work fine, but black socks work just fine. You don't have to.
I do have a pair of.
People don't have to shit on your socks.
I do have a pair of CZ logoed like boot length socks. I could wear those sometime too. There were some of the factory sent us. They wanted us to sell them. They were like $30 a pair. Nobody bought them, so I ended up with a
shocker.
Shocker.
Somebody didn't want to spend $30 on a pair of socks.
Yeah. Hey, You know that people get really upset when we talk over Jared? Have you noticed that?
Oh, that's why I do it.
Well, Jeremy was raised in Texas. Manners are not common there, so it's understandable.
That is not true of
do you have a
Texans.
response to that, Jeremy?
Do I have a
Other
response to that? Like,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
what? To people in Texas not having manners, or
No,
or
to
people
the
getting mad?
accusations of you talking over Jared.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
It doesn't bother you.
Typical Texan, only thinks about himself.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta like Sasquatch needs to stop, so you just start talking over him. That's fine.
Yeah. Your boy from Texas, Brett Thomas, right? He's the production guy down in your area. He came all the way up to my state match.
Yeah.
Here in Kansas City.
Yeah, Brett's a good shooter.
Yeah, he shot well.
He's a cool dude too. He was in the sport a long time ago, and then work and family kind of got him out of it. His kids got older, kind of moved up in his job. Is my understanding. Now he's gotten back into it in the last couple of years. So yeah, he's a solid shooter.
Yeah, I shot with him at Dragon Skip. He's doing real well.
Yeah, cool guy too. Just a really cool guy. He used to be my dad's next door neighbor. But my dad, he still lives there. My dad moved to a different house. Cool guy.
That's all I got, folks.
I think that's a good ending point.
All right, thanks for listening. Hit us up with questions. Join the Discord. Like the Discord is the best way to interact. And there's actually some pretty good content, training content, drink content, nonsense content. Like there's some good content in there. Training stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you care about, I don't know, it's just a small community, and I don't post anything on social media these days. Like I just completely quit, but I'm in the Discord every day. So if you want to know what's up, that's where it's at.
Yeah. Jared's never in there, but Jeff and I respond.
I try to check it like every couple of days.
Which means once every other week.
Yeah.
As often as I can. I'm sorry, I don't get
often as you can. How often do you play video games?
When his World of Warcraft schedule allows him to get on. When there's nobody else willing to play World of Warcraft, that's when he'll get on Discord.
Well, I don't play World of Warcraft, but close enough.
What is it?
It's Call of Duty Warzone. It's like a battle royale game.
Oh, I mean, I've heard of Call of Duty. Is it different than World of Warcraft?
Yeah, it's like a shooting game.
Oh. Seems the same.
I actually
same.
Don't. This time of year, I don't play a ton of Warzone, or a ton of video games. Maybe a couple hours a week.
Yeah.
Wintertime, when it's cold and crappy outside and there's no shooting to be done, that's when I play video games.
Just play the shit out of them, huh?
Yes.
Hell yeah. All right. That's it. See y'all next time.
Oh, stop recording, damn it.